This is Onimaru, a highly interactive experience of upgradable techniques, unlockable skills, unstoppable talents, and intense combat. Onimaru is a fully cooperative game for up to 4 players. Take on the mantle of an ancient hero, powerful, precise, cunning, or mystical. The choice is yours. You and your allies stand against vicious Oni, a circle of demons from beyond the Shadow Gate. You will win if you are able to defeat 3 Oni before time runs out. Fail, and the Shadow Gate will remain open forever. Let's take a look at a 2-player game in progress. For this battle, the pre-built heroes Hoshimoto and Shuenju were selected. Players can also customize their own characters by mixing techniques, skills, and a talent to create unique one-of-a-kind heroes. The game is played over a series of rounds, each consisting of 3 phases. The round begins with the preparation phase and a new event card from the Nightfall deck. If the Nightfall deck runs out before you defeat the Oni, you will lose the game. During this phase, the heroes may spend the honor they earned in battle to heal wounds, unlock powerful new skills, and upgrade their techniques. Now, with the heroes rested and further trained, the battle continues with the hero phase. Players roll their dice simultaneously and plan. Here, Hoshimoto's dice feature a dishonor result. Each dishonor rolled causes the Oni's rage to increase, giving it even greater power for its upcoming attacks. With his remaining dice, he has many options. First, he could assign these dice directly to the enemies that he can engage. You cannot engage the Oni unless the Oni's field is clear. And you cannot engage the Hordlings in the Oni's field unless your field is clear. Assigning a shuriken to the Dark Kitsune could be helpful to his ally, but he has another idea. Hoshimoto chooses to assign one of his swords and his shuriken to his battle cry technique. However, since he has not yet satisfied all of his technique's requirements, he cannot use its effect until all of its allocation spaces are filled. Meanwhile, Shuenju has rolled well, but must consider his options. By assigning 2 magic and a shuriken to chain lightning, Shuenju chooses his own field and inflicts 2 wounds to each blue Hordling there. Additionally, Shuenju's upgraded chain lightning ability grants him a critical die, and he adds it to his reserve. Hoshimoto, seeing his ally's plan, uses a re-roll token from the communal pool, allowing him to re-roll all of his unassigned dice. This critical icon allows him to roll a critical die and add it to his reserve. He assigns it to Battle Cry to pull the Dark Kitsune over to his own field. His upgrade allows him to spend an honor to pull over a second Hordling as well, so he draws the Kyuketsuki to clear out Shuenju's path. Battle Cry also deals 1 damage to each of these Hordlings. Normally, Hoshimoto would not be able to take a 5th Hordling into his field, since a hero's field limit is 4. However, his talent allows him to exceed that number. Hoshimoto assigns a magic die to inflict the fatal wound to the Dark Kitsune, and immediately receives 2 honor. He assigns his 2 remaining swords, and the 2 honor he just earned, to use the one-shot ability on his Yusha card, destroying the remaining Paku in the Oni's field. Finally, he assigns his last die to the 3rd slot on his parry row, preparing a defense against the Oni's attacks. Now that his path is clear, Shuenju assigns his remaining magic and critical die directly to the Oni itself. His unspent parry die could be re-rolled to possibly further wound the Oni, but the Oni cannot be defeated this round, and Shuenju would be defenseless. He chooses to assign his parry to the 2nd slot in his row and spends a token to re-roll his final die. This sword inflicts 1 more wound to the Oni. Now that the heroes have assigned all of their dice, the hero phase is over, and the Oni will take its actions. It begins by rolling a number of attack dice equal to its current rage. The results of these dice are compared to each card in its attack row, and then to its innate ability. Since none of these cards' requirements were satisfied, Shikubi's rage increases by 1. This entire process is repeated 4 times in total, resolving as many attacks as possible each time. The Oni's second roll proves more effective, and Leaping Slash is triggered. Shuenju suffers a wound from Shikubi's attack. Hoshimoto, however, has parried it and avoids all its effects. Since this attack card features the same icon as Hoshimoto's specialization, Hoshimoto is able to take the assigned parry die and roll it in a counter-attack. The sword he rolls inflicts another wound directly to the Oni. Additionally, since one of his counterattacks was successful, his swift retribution skill also inflicts 1 wound to each hordling in his field. Shikubi's dice also trigger its innate ability. Innate abilities can be parried, so each hero suffers 1 more wound. The Oni attack row does not refill until the next preparation phase, so the third roll has fewer chances to affect the heroes. Adding yet another die, the Oni rolls its 4th and final attack and is able to resolve Unholy Advance. Since neither player defended against it, its effects resolve for each hero individually, adding 2 hordlings to the gate. This icon on Unholy Advance also activates the 2 hordlings which share its type. When a hordling is activated, it attacks the hero in front of it as indicated in its attack box. Here, Hoshimoto suffers 2 wounds. With the Oni's final attack concluded, end-of-round abilities resolve, and a new round begins. The defenders will once again prepare for the continued onslaught, trying everything in their will to gain the advantage over the Oni and the oncoming horde. Will it be enough? More heroes are needed in the fight. Will you join the battle?